everybody, my name's Lukey Bolland and this is the countdown to Hell or High Water 2009, the 8th annual EPW Hell or High Water. And the good thing is, we don't have long to count down as we are only days away from this big event. Let's talk about how big the show's going to be. Getting straight to the main event, Richter, the EPW champion, taking on Bobby Marshall. Now some of you may be asking, how did Richter become the EPW champion? Well, as we know, that belt was vacated by Bobby Marshall after he was put through that table over the top rope by Richter. The first match at Evolution Night 1 to determine the new champion, which saw Richter and Jurah beat the hell out of each other in an effort to get the gold around their waist. How did Richter get the upper hand? Well, Jurah was betrayed by long-term friend and manager Rick Sanders with the help of Devlin Reeves, which saw Devlin Reeves hit a devastating package piledriver on a steel chair, followed up by a big choke slam from Richter. On night 2 of Evolution 2009, however, that belt was put on the line against not one but two opponents in Davis Storm and the 2008 Invitational winner Jay Taylor. However, once again, walked out on top with help. I'm talking about Slex, Carlo Cannon, and Krackerjak, who came out, gave the assist to Richter, Rick Sanders, and Devlin Reeves, earning Richter the big victory. And he walked away still your EPW champion. But he's got his work cut out for him against Bobby Marshall. We all know former EPW champion. A lot of people questioning, is Bobby Marshall up for this challenge? After all, he had to vacate the EPW title, and we know how much that belt meant to him. But he had to vacate it after Richter put him through that table. Well, for those of you who are questioning the well-being of Bobby Marshall, take a look at this footage. Bobby Marshall, night 2 of Evolution 2009, taking on Krackerjak in a hardcore match. These two guys beat the hell out of each other using every weapon they could. Ladders, shopping trolleys, chairs, Barbie dolls, whatever they could find.
Let there be lights! No!
Bobby Marshall walked out victorious. So, if you weren't sure about Bobby Marshall's well-being, let me tell you, he is 100% and he is gunning to put that title back around his waist at Hell or High Water this coming weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Bobby Marshall!
Also happening at Hell or High Water 2009, a confrontation will be taking place between Jurah and supposed friend Rick Sanders, who we all saw turned his back on Jamie at Evolution. Now I know Jurah's got a lot of anger and a lot of feelings to vent against Rick Sanders, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when these two meet face to face for the first time since Evolution. Another big thing taking place at Hell or High Water 2009, the Invitational Tournament. It is the longest running, most prestigious tournament in Australian wrestling. and this year is going to be the biggest of all. We've got 3 triple threat matches in our first round. Only 2 people can advance from each matchup to make it to the next stage. Let's talk about how huge these 3 matches are. The first match sees the Iron Man Davis Storm take on Shane Haste and Damian Slater. The next triple threat invitational match will see Tyler Jacobs making his EPW return against AZ Vegara and former winner Jay Taylor. That's going to be a huge matchup. And our third matchup sees Sebastian Sander, the big man himself, taking on Chase Griffin and Dan Moore. It's going to be some huge matches, and everybody knows that the winner of the Invitational Tournament gets a shot at the EPW title. Now let's look back to Evolution once again. Night 1 of Evolution 2009 saw Jose and the Don, and this one spilled right out into the crowd. They brawled all over the building and got counted out. On night 2 of Evolution 2009, we saw once again the Don and Jose del Santo going one-on-one, but this time, to make sure it couldn't spill out into the crowd and end in a countout, we had a lumberjack match. Still not satisfied with the end result, the Don and Jose del Santo have demanded another match. They want to settle this once and for all. So we put it up to you, the fans, to decide what sort of matchup they would have. Well, I think we can officially say right now that an I Quit match will be taking place at Hell or High Water this weekend between the Don and Jose del Santo, which means the only way they can win the match is by pushing their opponent to breaking point and forcing them to utter the words, "I quit." So that means this weekend at EPW's 8th annual Hell or High Water, you're going to be seeing in action the Schmidts, Barry and Gary Schmidt, taking on Blitz Team in the form of Alex Kingston and Carl Steria. James Edwards taking on Johnny Wimbledon one-on-one. Jose del Santo and the Don in that vicious I Quit match as voted by you, the fans. The big triple threat invitational matchups featuring Tyler Jacobs, AZ Vegara and Jay Taylor, Sebastian Sander, Dan Moore and Chase Griffin, and of course the Iron Man Davis Storm, Shane Haste and Damian Slater. Plus that huge main event for the EPW title. It will be Richter putting the gold on the line against the former champion Bobby Marshall. It will be Explosive Pro Wrestling's very last show at the Venville Centre in Maylands before they tear that building down. That's if we don't get to it first, because this show is going to be huge. Plus, if that wasn't enough inspiration to get you there, you're going to score yourself a free EPW DVD just for attending, featuring matches from EPW's Reawakening 2008, including the tag team titles match between Team All-Star and Chase Griffin and Dan Moore, the Invitational Tournament final between Jay Taylor and Damian Slater, and that big triple threat cage match for the EPW title, plus extras. It's going to be a huge show. It is EPW's Hell or High Water, the 8th annual one, happening this weekend. Get your tickets from EPWPerth.com. I hope to see you guys there.